Hi there, I'm Jess from Kiwi Vet Behaviour and I'm here with Miss Molly, who's a little bit anxious, and we want to talk about separation anxiety or separation related behaviours, because there's lots of things that dogs can do when they're left alone. Sometimes it's actually just boredom, sometimes it's a true anxiety disorder. At the moment, many of us are going back to work and dogs are being on their own for the first time in a long time, and we might start seeing behaviours that are potentially destructive, toileting in the house, dogs stressing out so much they're actually chewing at themselves or desperately escaping and actually damaging themselves in the process. So we want to talk about a few things we can do to help them with this transition back to being left alone. The first step is start building up their tolerance to small periods of time alone, even just half an hour. If you have a little shadow who follows you around everywhere, it's time to start teaching them to go and relax on their bed. Give them a yummy little cookie so that you can just leave the room for 5 or 10 minutes. And she's going to be happy, just amusing herself with a yummy positive reinforcement treat. Good girl. So setting up your home so that there's a safe place to be. We might pop some music on to keep them relaxed while you're gone. And we're also going to make sure they've got things to keep themselves entertained with, treats or toys. Now, if you are worried about your pet, one of the best things you can do is set up a video camera so that you can observe how they're behaving and how they're feeling when you've left them alone. Once we know what they're doing, whether they're just bored and getting up to mischief, or if they're truly anxious, panting, salivating, or just looking very worried, you need to speak to your vet about help with dealing with that true anxiety. Fear and the fear of being abandoned is not something that can simply go away with just training, and you do often need medication or the help of a veterinary behaviourist to allow your dog to acclimatise to being left alone. There are a few training tips you can do, especially for very mild cases. Some dogs may anticipate you're leaving, they know what's happening. You go to pick up your keys, they might start to get a little bit worried. So throughout the days leading up to leaving, you're going to randomly pick up and shake the keys, give them a reward for not being too worried about it. Find out what cues. You're getting your shoes on, ready to go out. They start whining, pacing, following them around. Intermittently throughout the day, you're going to pick up your shoes, pretend to put them on, put them down, do nothing. We're taking away that cue that you're leaving them. We're trying to minimise that build-up of fear and anxiety. Good girl. Other tools that can help dogs cope when you leave them alone is crate training, where they have a safe space to be in. And it's somewhere that you've trained them to be comfortable and happy where good things will occur. Good girl, Molly. So if we are wondering what's going on when our pets are left alone, we need to be aware of the signs of true separation anxiety. Now, your dogs may no longer eat when you go out. Anxiety can suppress the appetite, and you may find they're not eating what they would normally eat with a treat when you leave it for them. You may find that they're salivating, even as severe as vomiting or toileting in the house. Very unnatural for your previously house-trained dog, but could indicate a significant case of separation anxiety. Some people, the first sign that they have an anxious dog is that their neighbours are complaining about barking. Vocalising, yelling, barking, howling even, can go on for hours when you have a dog in a state of extreme distress. It's important to recognise that this is a significant problem, but there are ways to help. First, you want to speak to your vet or a veterinary behaviourist about possible medication that can help reduce the anxiety that they're feeling, and then you will incorporate a behaviour modification or training protocol to help with their skills at being left alone. Remember, start small and build up their ability to cope. It's a slow process, but we need to recognise that true separation anxiety is a welfare issue, and it's our responsibility as pet owners to help them cope in a kind, humane and positive manner. Good luck with your dog if you are struggling with these issues, and don't forget to seek help. Thanks for listening.